Welcome to a Fortify experience, where in the next 10 minutes or so, I will be sharing with you a pass through a simple process that's personalized for you to help you quickly decrease the negative effects of feeling unloved. Because the better you feel about who you are, the more you can create more satisfying relationships, a healthy self-image, and a greater self-esteem that can carry you into a more positive, productive, and fulfilling path forward. So why is it so mortifying and degrading to feel unloved? Well, for one thing, it totally prevents a healthy self-image, and it can make us feel alienated or taken advantage of, and it can also stop us from feeling fulfilled, none of which is great. Now, during this process, you're going to be filling in 7 blanks from A through G. So have a piece of paper and a pen or pencil handy so you can write down your answers. And if at any point during this video you need extra time to complete the statements, feel free to pause the video. And if at first you have trouble thinking of your own specific examples, feel free to use the examples in this video as your own. It'll still work. So let's begin the process. The first step is to fill in the blanks for the statement, "The thing that bothers me the most about A is B." So now this is going to be feeling unloved for A, and then write down why it specifically bothers you for B. It could be, I have nobody that I can depend on, or maybe I don't know what to do to make myself lovable, or I have so much love to give. So fill in your B for the thing that bothers me the most about feeling unloved is B. Now the next step is the reason this bothers me is because it makes me feel C. Now this is your uncensored, real underlying feeling, and it's your personal feeling. So, for example, it could be, it makes me feel deprived, inept, exasperated, whatever your personal feeling is, fill that in for C. And the statement again is, the reason this bothers me is because it makes me feel C. So now here comes step 3. Now this is the key to the ingenuity and the effectiveness of the Fortify process. Here's where you're going to uncover the specific positive aspect within you that's unintentionally being ignored, dismissed, dishonored, or forgotten in this situation. This positive aspect is something that you love, value, or respect about yourself, and that you know to be true about yourself, and it's what's missing when you're feeling C. The statement is, the fact that I feel C demonstrates that the positive thing I love, value, or respect about myself is D, where D is some aspect of yourself that's not being used or honored in this situation. So for instance, it could be, I do my best, or I can follow instructions, or I want to feel fulfilled. Again, this is your personal D, so fill in the fact that I feel C demonstrates that the positive thing I love, value, or respect about myself is D. Now in step 4, it's going to be time to fortify D in your mind-body system. And this is easy because here's where you're going to simply remember a time in your life when you were activating and using D, that positive aspect that you just discovered in step 3. These are memories that remind you that you have been able to trigger that positive aspect D naturally and automatically in other situations in your past. The statement is, I know D because E. So now search your memory and find any pattern or circumstance in any area of your life that confirms the fact that you possess that positive attribute D. Now at this point there could be many examples, but sometimes the simplest ones can be the best. It could be something like, I am patient and thorough, or I assembled my bedroom furniture, or I want my life to have meaning. So now fill in your E, I know D because E. Now in step 5, it's time for you to think of a specific time when you experienced that positive value in the past. The statement is, a specific time when I really felt the strength and power of E was F. And again, examples could be, last year when I grew a fantastic garden, or I put my bed together in less than half an hour, or when I taught Sunday school. So the statement again is a specific time when I really felt the strength and power of E was F. So fill in your F. And now we go to step 6. Now remember back to that time F and re-experience that whole event and feel what it felt like. And really feel how good or strong it made you feel. Feel the inner strength from that experience that makes you feel inspired or empowered or really feeling good about yourself. And make that feeling really strong. And then double it. And as you feel it starting to vibrate through your body, triple it until you can feel that feeling vibrating through your entire body. And now identify in a word or two, what's the underlying real strength there? The statement is, the underlying real strength that made F so powerful for me was G. Examples for G could be self-praise, or maybe feeling tickled and fulfilled, or maybe I was adored. So fill in your G. And now in step 7, we're going into the copy process. This is where you're going to copy and embed that real strength G from another time in your life into that bother that you started out with. Now focus on that powerful, real strength feeling G in your body and hold on to it and make it really strong. And now double it and get it stronger yet and triple it until you can feel that feeling of G just vibrating through your entire body. And then imagine taking some of that powerful energy, G, and putting it into a ball in one of your hands while still holding on to that real strength G in your body, and feel that energy pulsating in your hand. And so as you hold a ball of that powerful positive energy G in one hand, remember what that old feeling C felt like, and put a ball of that energy into the other hand. It doesn't matter which hands you have them in. And now we're going to go through a powerful neurolinguistic programming technique that is extremely effective. We're going to use that ball of positive energy, G, that's in your one hand, as a solvent that will completely dissolve that negative energy, C, in the other hand. So as you bring your hands together, start noticing how the positive energy can literally dissolve the negative energy, and keep mixing that solvent of positive energy in with the negative energy until all of the C energy is completely dissolved and all you can feel is the positive energy of G. And feel how good that feels. Completely dissolve it. So now let's see how you did. Let's start a new list and write down your original A. Now using that same A as you used before, feeling unloved, complete the following statement. The thing that bothers me the most about feeling unloved is B. Now write down your new B. Now you may be surprised that your new B is different from your original B. And this is fantastic because when this happens, it proves that your previously hidden inner strength has been both activated and installed into that negative issue that you started out with. Otherwise, your B would have been the same as it was before. This is the uniqueness of the Fortify process because it proves that your state of mind has progressed because it validates that you have transformed and shifted yourself into a different and perhaps more powerful state of mind or a more peaceful state of being. And these are benefits that you cannot get from any other technique. So at this point, if you have not yet been able to answer nothing for B, then it means that you can simply come back and do more passes through the Fortify process so that you can find and stack additional positive inner strengths into that negative situation. And each time you come back, you'll be using the newer B until you can finally answer nothing for B, or until you're satisfied with the progress you've already made. Now, depending on the complexity of the issue, I have gone through many passes sometimes through the Fortify process before I could finally answer nothing for B. But that's when I'm able to really feel relieved because that's when I just don't feel the same grip or sting of the original situation. And not only that, but I can see myself feeling more in control, more self-confident, and recognizing options and inner strengths that I didn't realize I had before. And when you don't feel the same way anymore, imagine how different things can be when similar situations come up in the future. Can you imagine how good you can feel having overcome situations in which you felt unloved in the past? You might wind up being more surprised than you can imagine. And not only that, but by activating and embedding those previously hidden positive inner strengths, you've also boosted your self-esteem and your self-image for that situation. And these are things that can never be taken away from you now that your real strengths have been brought into your conscious awareness. And don't be surprised if you find yourself exhibiting those strengths in other areas of your life too, because now you're consciously aware that you have those real strengths. And that means that you will now be able to use them to your advantage. For me, it's always fun and eye-opening to do the Fortify process because it makes me feel good to find and activate inner strengths that I forgot that I had. I hope you have surprising and rewarding insights about yourself like I have had. Remember that Fortify not only identifies, but also converts faulty logic and perceptions about yourself into positive thoughts, feelings, and actions that honor your magnificence. So as we thank you now for joining us, we suggest that you look at the other issues that we cover in our YouTube videos to see what else might apply to your other life situations. And please tell your friends and family about these videos because you never know who they might be able to help, and they're all free with no strings attached. We'd love to hear about your Fortify experiences, so send your comments to thefortifyexperience@gmail.com, and also check out our Facebook page and the Fortify Kindle book on Amazon.com by clicking on the links below. And please subscribe to our channel so we can keep you informed of new information and new videos. Thank you so much for joining us. See you next time.